At the beginning of my spiritual journey, when I decided to take steps forward to believing in something rather than nothing, I used to be a deep nihilist. Some of my friends now cannot believe that that's who I used to be, but I'm here. And that used to be me. When I decided to take steps forward to believing in something, I stumbled upon Beyond Good and Evil by Nietzsche. That book, till this day, is something I definitely recommend to a lot of people who are deciding for themselves what is right and wrong, what is noble and what is not noble. And even with my nihilistic background, I actually grew up in an Orthodox Christian household. So we're talking 3 a.m. wake ups and going to church on a Sunday morning. When I read Beyond Good and Evil, I came across some of my fundamental beliefs as I was growing up from childhood, and that is, I very much had a religious background to all the sets of beliefs that I thought I believed in on my own. Now, this didn't shock me at all because that's the same reason why I left religion. When I was like 14, I realized all these beliefs, they're not they're not there to set me up in a way, but it was like, how am I ever going to win? How am I ever going to step forward in all the things that help me get to a self-actualized position following Maslow's hierarchy of needs? If you just look at like the 5 people in your household or closest family members, you'll be able to see what sort of values and beliefs that you might hold as well. When you change your belief, now when I read Beyond Good and Evil, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start moving like a Hercules person. I'm going to start believing that actually speaking up, eating good, being strong, having a voice, holding space for myself was something that I'm going to see as a very valuable skill moving forward. When I did that, I was not as unapologetic as now because it was a year and a half ago. But when I started doing that, I was very much like, well, this is who I am now. And what made it really good was I was at the bottom. I was honestly at the bottom. I was really alone. I remember just eating like shortcakes and God knows what I was eating back then. Because I was at the bottom, I was able to fully kind of delve in and be like, okay, everything I've done in the past has clearly not worked. Being the nice girl, being the forgiving girl, being the empathetic girl when it does not support me in any shape, form, or way, or direction was actually at my detriment. Because when I was that lovely person, I got taken advantage of, and then when I needed people the most, they all turned against me, and I had to face the justice system by myself. So you don't have to get that low to learn these simple lessons, hence why I'm out here and going through the dark night of the soul and really restructuring my whole belief system and the hermit's journey. And I fell in love with all the esoteric symbols. Honestly, as bad as that section of my life was, just staying up to really late, hearing voices. I was as close to, I thought I was crazy. Wake up at 3, the light would be on because I was too scared to go to bed without the light off. And then I'd hear stuff and I'd be like, right, right. I'd get up and then continue reading. That's all I had to do. And that's all I was able to do. Therapy was nowhere to be seen. I had Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil, Letting Go, and The Body Keeps the Score. Those are the 3 books that were with me at the time. And some books on goddesses. Now, I want you to be very clear. You know, when you're making your belief system that you do want to believe, you need to have like experiences attached to them. So what I did was to go from, if listen, you can ask anybody. You're not gonna be able to ask them here because I'm not here. But I still am very nice, but I'm nice without being a pushover now. I'm nice while putting me first. Back then, though, I used to be really, really nice to my own detriment. I would do the most, and now looking back, it was just a cry for help, you know? It was a cry for, I care so much about you. I want you to care the same amount for me because I'm not doing it for myself. I don't know. Like, I know I didn't mean to do all those things, but it feels so empty looking back now that I had an inner life, but I didn't really have an inner life. It was very much around other people. Every day, a day would not be productive unless I spent it being nice to someone or doing something nice for somebody was like the highlight of my day. But now it's the opposite. Doing something nice for myself is the highlight of the day. Eating a nice meal and making it at home is the highlight of the day. And I can actually live without putting me last. So I was taught that, of course, like I said, from a religious background, put others before you, be a saint, be Mary, la la la. And one issue that actually came with this whole orthodox thinking was I hated being with any partner in public. I just hated the idea of being seen with a man. And to be honest, I still struggle with this. I haven't dealt with it. But you have to be really conscious with the beliefs that you change. Understand that in Beyond Good and Evil, the whole idea is honestly what you think right now and twist that completely. The opposite end. What if that was actually good? What if murder was good? What if stealing was good? If it was for power. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that Nietzsche says as well. Everything is for power. So if you hold power, you're amazing. Full stop. Of course, I didn't want to take 100% of all the ideologies that you mentioned. I still very much care about society. I don't know, I just kind of feel a lot. So whenever, I honestly can't even watch horror movies. I didn't go on this journey thinking, oh, this is who I want to become. I just honestly wanted to be a better person for myself because nobody else was being there for me the way I wanted them to be there for me. I know that's like the surface area glam that everybody hopes, especially when you're coming from a very like, oh, I'm very weak and I need people to take care of me and I love people so much. This is who I used to be, so I'm not mocking anyone. I was like, okay, I don't have anyone. I have to really be there for myself. I had to change my beliefs onto the sort of beliefs that I actually wanted to believe. And it was really fun. Reading that maybe the opposite is truth, maybe the opposite of being humble and putting others before you is truth after knowing and experiencing so many times where that was not necessarily something that benefited me in any way. Not to say benefited me to an evil extent. It was selfish for me not to show everything that I've learned and experienced just for the sake of putting others first, just for the sake of being humble. I could be helping so many other people that have experienced similar traumatic experiences, but no, I'm keeping it to myself and I'm keeping my powers to myself because I should be humble. Because I'm a woman or something. I don't know. Some other weird beliefs that I had. Do you see like how some beliefs are really flawed and in a lot of ways the people at the top benefit from them? The priest, for example, in Beyond Good and Evil, or like the people that you're donating to, but you're not benefiting from anything at all. Like I said, this is a very individualistic perspective, not a socialist perspective. I'm talking to this to a single person that might be going through a dark night of the soul who needs to consider their beliefs before moving forward. Because this is a very good time to change your beliefs when you're really at rock bottom. Because you're going to really bring up all the rooted experiences for you to change what's causing you pain and grief. But have a read of Beyond Good and Evil. It's not a long read at all. There's only 3 essays. But that being said, I would love to see you around. This is my favorite mug. I love these girls. I actually don't know their names. Funny, but I used to watch them back at home in Eritrea. I wanted to share where I started because it's not going to be suitable for everybody, but for the people that are going through something, hopefully this video has been useful. But yeah, I will be sharing more of my own personal stories on this journey because experiences and stories are also very healing, and I want us to also get closer. So, yeah.